Adelaide had refused to give them a red cent on principle. Nestled in the box are 4 bath bombs. Adelaide lifts out a pale pink one shaped like a rosebud. It touches her heart to think of William spending his lunch break in Indulge, sniffing on different options to figure out which one she'd like best. Adelaide strips down and turns the taps in the bathtub, watching the water gush onto the immaculate porcelain. She plugs the drain and sniffs the round object in her hand, which indeed smells like a rose. When she gently tosses it into the tub, the water froths pink until the bath bomb breaks apart, releasing dried rose petals that rise to the surface. Adelaide exhales as she lowers her slender frame into the hot water. She wills herself to clear her head and enjoy this. Today had been rough. Adelaide still smarts when she remembers the casting director's words. Too mature a look. That's Hollywood speak for too old for the part. Why drag her bony butt all the way from Georgia to audition to be a high school sophomore then? They knew she was 28 and what she looked like. They had her CV. Adelaide slides down until the water is up to her chin. The fragrant water fizzes, and she can feel the tightness in her upper back melt away. Maybe that $16 price tag wasn't greedy after all. The heat and comfort have almost lulled Adelaide to sleep when an alarm chirps to signal the opening of an outside door. Adelaide! William bellows from the bottom of the stairs. I'm ordering Thai. An evening in with William sounds perfect. Lord, she loves him. Also, he'd saved her the humiliation of having to move back to Bedford. Other than a short stint on a streaming series that got cancelled after its first season, LA hadn't exactly been working out for Adelaide. Adelaide hollers back her approval of their dinner choice and slips lower into the water, closing her eyes again. Only a few moments pass before Adelaide's tranquility is again interrupted, this time by the screaming of police sirens. She dips a washcloth into the water, folding it in half and draping it across her eyes. Pressing the edges of the fabric against her ears, she waits for the sound to pass. It doesn't. It grows louder and louder, and then blue and red lights flash over the cloud-like bubbles. Adelaide maneuvers to the middle of the tub, poking her fingers through the wooden slats of the Venetian blinds to see the cul-de-sac below. 3 police cars have pulled in front of the McMansion next to hers. She doesn't recognize the woman sobbing in the front yard. She's blonde, with slim legs extending from a black parka. She paces, weaving off and on the walkway leading to the street. One of 2 police officers present puts his hand on her back, but she shakes him off, burying her face in her hands. There's a gentle knock on the door, and William eases it open. "Ah, you're spying too," he says, raking his hand through his dark hair. His white shirt is open at the collar, his trousers rumpled. He still smells like the hospital, Adelaide knows. The scent of antiseptic always clings to him after work. "What do you think's going on?" "I don't know," Adelaide says, her eyes returning to her neighbor's lawn. "Nothing good." Adelaide is not surprised at the sight below. Hailing from Bedford, she'd waited for the shoe to drop ever since her prince whisked her away to this lovely neighborhood. A Bedford girl knows there's no such thing as a fairy tale.
Then, Laura. The weekend before Labor Day, Laura surveys the lower floor of her home, a shiver of anticipation running through her. It looks gorgeous. She'd spent the entire morning cleaning, sending her husband Pete and their children to Costco for enough food and beverages for the neighborhood ladies of Oleander Court. When the family had regrouped at home, they'd cranked up some music and gotten to work, arranging plastic cutlery and dishes, laying out dips and chips, and heating up frozen pierogies and spanakopita. "Okay, people," Laura says, swiping at a stray strand.